We we started collaborating with foreign collaborators, foreign researchers. We started conducting
Why are you
FDPs
putting
in a
late
joint
on?
manner. We aim at global connections. So
Why
in
are
research of our global connection,
you
we have safely forgotten the local realities. So that is where the FDP has become very relevant. So we can aim at global connections, but we should also not neglect the local realities. And again, the second part of the title, Tribal Studies, as I told you, it is around 150 years old, but it has not been explored much. People don't pay attention to it. Why? This presentation will answer such questions. And we live in a multicultural world, but we don't accommodate a section of people, a sizable number of people. We call ourselves civilized. Some of the people they feel that they are in the highest pedestal of civilization. But our own aborigines, our own indigenous people have been neglected. So in such way, this title is a kind of sensitization to all the participants of the FDP. So let us not forget the roots. Let us not forget what is happening in our own state, our own area, our own hilly region, our own state, our own country. So let us also listen to the lives of a sizable number of people. So that is why I prefer to go with this title, Conditional Promises, which are given to them from the colonial period. The promises were given to the tribal people from the colonial period. Have we fulfilled the promises? If you ask me, partly. 50% of promises were fulfilled, and the remaining 50% yet to be fulfilled. Whether it will be fulfilled or not, it is a $1 billion question. That is why I prefer to keep the first part as conditional promises. And what do we witness is a grim reality. It's highly pathetic, but nobody cares about it. And what is happening to the particular section of people, the tribal people, continuous displacement, forced migration, incessant displacement in the lives of tribal people. So that is why the title is framed like that. It's a very lengthy one, but it has got its own significance. There are only two objectives. First objective will be completed in 15 to 18 minutes. Second objective will be completed in another 20 minutes. First objective, to speak about displacement issues in the life of tribals in India. Can I get some response in the chat? How many tribes are there in our country? Can I get some response from the participants? Can you chat it, or any one of you can answer me through the mic? Dr. Arun, is it possible? Have you allowed them to speak, or they are not
Yes, sir,
allowed?
sure. They can. They can, sir. They
They
may
can. They
unmute and
can.
speak. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay. How many tribes are there in India? Any guess? Hope my voice is
More than
audible.
70, sir.
Sir, Mr. Ramkumar, yeah, go ahead.
More than 70, sir.
More than 70. Okay. More than 70. Mr. Ramkumar, more than 700.
Yes, sir.
More than
More than
700. Yeah. More than 700 tribes are there in our country. And we don't have a clear idea about them, about their life, about their food, about their culture. Because in such a way, it has been fabricated by the colonial masters. And even in the present day situation, nobody is giving a real picture about them. So how to address it? That is going to be the second part of my suggestions, a list of suggestions that I have gathered from the resources that I have read. How to address this particular displacement dilemma on the part of the tribals, on the part of the government. The government is also undergoing a dilemma. I'm not criticizing the government. No. Don't take it in that sense. No. There is a dilemma. Development is needed. When development is thought of, displacement is the byproduct. It's happening automatically. Who is the affected lot? The tribal people. So let me go with my presentation. Who is a tribe? A tribe is a social division living in our country. They prefer to live alone. Mostly, their living place is a forest. That is why a tribe is known as Adivasi, and they also very proud to call themselves Vanavasi. Adivasi, Vanavasi. These are the terms they would like to be called. But who gave this term tribe and tribal? Again, I'll put the blame on the colonial masters. In order to create a kind of people who can work for them, they have identified the people who were living in the forest, who were part of the nature, and they have been trained, and they have been given the name tribe and tribal way back around 170 years ago. As you have our own qualities, our own characteristics, a tribal person has. As you think, they also think. As you feel that you are unique, your culture is unique, they too have. They too have a close-knit society, a very strong society. They too have rich culture. We often speak about Soinka, Chinua Achebe, Yoruba culture, Igbo culture, but we don't speak about our own tribe culture. Very few writers throw light on the richness of Indian tribal culture. Those young researchers who are listening to me right now, you can think about tribal research for your project, for your dissertation, for your thesis, for your research paper. This is an uncharted territory, dear postgraduate students and MPhil and PhD scholars. You can think about tribal literature, tribal culture for your research work. Let it be a paper or a project work. Let me go to the grim reality. The tribals are India's poorest of the poor, wretched of the earth, wretched people of our country. They belong to the weakest section. They have been neglected by everybody, right from the government, right from the fellow human beings, particularly the authorities. They don't pay attention to them. They are living around 200 years. What was the life condition in India? They are living that same condition even right now. If you happen to know about the Sentinel tribe of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they live in the deep forest. They don't allow anybody to come there and talk with them. Sentinel tribe. Even they go to the extent of killing the intruders. There is a documentary by BBC on Sentinel tribe. You can watch it later. So they have their own set of customs, traditions. They're very firm and very strong in their ethics also. So what is required now? We have to bring them to the mainstream. They need to be modernized. They need to be globalized. So that is where the title of the FDP comes into play. Global connections. They miss the global connections because of the local realities, very harsh local realities. The tribal people lag behind in all areas, particularly education, particularly health. Mortality is very high. Child mortality is very high. Mortality of pregnant women is very high. So they are denied all of these basic things. So what is the population of our country? It's roughly about, the projected population right now is 146 crores. And the tribal people of our country, they form 10.4 crores. 10 crores and 40 lakhs. It comes around 8.6% of the entire population of our country. Imagine, 10 crore plus people have become voiceless. Their voices are unheard. Who can be the champion of their rights? There are a number of players, Mehta Patkar, Vandana Shiva, our own southern writer, Sudha Murthy. There are so many environmental activists who rose their voice against the government in support of the tribal people. But they have been silenced. They have been silenced. All the environmental activists, all the people who wanted to be the champions of tribal people rights have been silenced. Still, there are protests. So the young people here, you take it as a message. Our own people, our own fellow human beings who have been denied so many fundamental basic things, and you and me enjoy all the richness of life. We speak about 5G because we want to connect ourselves with people in US, people in Singapore. After the COVID-19, most of the time we are online. Most of the time we are online. We have the privilege. It's quite easy for us to meet somebody online, to hold a meeting online, to hold a face-to-face conversation. Whereas those people who form the sizable amount, I told you the statistics, 8.6%. They are not provided with the basic amenities. They miss out many things. So this is one of the landmark books written by L.P. Vidyarthi and Binay Kumar Rai, The Tribal Culture of India, which can give you a proper beginning to know more about the tribal people and their culture. The book touches upon the two major things. Concept of mobility. From their birth, the young participants here, take it as a take-home message. From their birth, they are on the move. The concept of mobility is a kind of hanging sword on them. They have been forced to move from place to place and another place. They keep on moving. Actually, they were not nomads. They were not gypsies, but they have been made move around. And the concept of change, we also aim at a concept of change, but from their lot, it's very pitiable. What kind of changes they are undergoing? Let us have a look at it one by one. So migration is a common thing. Take the case of Sunita Williams. Her family moved to USA around 70 years ago. Sunita Williams was born in USA, and she has become the rightful citizen of the USA. So in her case, the migration was a welcome thing. It's a kind of movement to a greener pasture. So it has done a lot of good things to her. In certain people's life, migration is seasonal. And in certain people cases, it is semi-permanent, but in tribal people cases, it is permanent. They keep on moving. Take the case of Tirupur migrant workers. Most of them are tribal people. Most of them. Now these tribals, they are everywhere in India. So what are they doing? They do a kind of hand-to-mouth existence. For them, living a decent life is a challenge. Winning the bread is a challenge for them. Most of them, they miss out their families. So displacement dilemma or enforced migration is a very serious thing when you speak about scheduled tribes, the tribal people. Most of them have become contract laborers who are working in a high-story building, risking their own life. Do they have insurance? No. When they fall down, nobody cares. That's all. A decent burial is given. I don't know whether a decent burial will be given to them. They'll be left in the lurch. The migrant workers, they do a major chunk of work in many industries, particularly in construction industry. They have become domestic help. If they are women, they have become domestic help. They are isolated from their families. So what has become the reality? Every two tribal households relies on, one of every two tribal households relies on manual labor for survival. What were they doing in the ancient times? They relied on their land. Land and tribals are inseparable. They relied on agriculture. They produced their own food and they led a very healthy life. So now they have been forced to migrate. They have been deprived of their land. When they are deprived of their land, they have been deprived of their self, identity, culture, tradition, their own kith and kin. So around 3.5 million people have left agriculture already. So out of the 10.4 crores, around 35 lakhs people have already left agriculture. Thanks to people like the great scientist M.S. Swaminathan. So we have arrived at food sufficiency. If this is going to be the reality, then definitely there will be food scarcity. Certain things which are happening around us, they go unnoticed. The moment you realize, it has become an enormous problem. So agriculture is left by them. 35 lakhs of people have already left agriculture. Only in the tribal region alone. Imagine, this is a threat to humanity. This is the threat to all the Indians. So when they go out of their own places, when they are forced to migrate, have they been included in the society where they are accommodating themselves? No, that society excludes them because they are migrant workers. See, they are undergoing a dilemma because they are living in their native land, because they are not allowed to live in the land to which they are migrated to. They are in between. They don't have a proper identity. So the worst case is their socio-economic conditions are deeply disturbed. Deeply disturbed. So in the name of developments. So look at this slide. This speaks about another grim reality. So out of that 705 tribal groups, there are 52 tribal groups. They have been identified as most, purely particularly vulnerable tribal groups, 52 tribal groups. And in 1993, not 2000, 1993, another 23 groups were added. So out of the 705, now 75 groups are identified as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So I have been telling you for about 10 minutes, tribal groups are leading a very vulnerable condition of life. Now here another 75, 10% of the tribal group, they are undergoing particularly vulnerable conditions. So what is particularly vulnerable tribal group? What are the characteristics? Here are the characteristics. Their population is declining. First thing, some of the tribes will become extinct very soon. Will be in the books. We will have them in the books. So technology for them is not known to them. Technology is something alien. Literacy level extremely low. And economy, they are at the subsistence level. They eat one-time food. If they are given one-time food, that's the grace of God for them. So this is the grim reality. We should at least know about them, read about them. The tribal people, they are forced to migrate from their own land, and wherever they go, either to Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh or Pobal or any industry, for example, sugarcane industry or any industry, construction industry, they lead a very obscure life. They are mostly vulnerable. They are not accommodated. They are not respected. They are not treated in a dignified manner. So no basic entitlement is given to them. I could say like this, they lead a life of toil. There is continuous tumult in their life. They lead a very restless life. They lead a stressed life. They do not know anything about the future. Most of them, they lead a very, very wretched life. And our government has given them a lot of promises right from our independence, from 1947. And only after 52 years, there is a separate ministry for them, only in 1999, after 52 years. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So now this ministry is responsible for giving them empowerment. Because these people, they remain underprivileged, most underprivileged for about 60 years. Now the government is trying to provide them a lot of opportunities, a lot of special schemes for them in order to uplift them, in order to bring them to the mainstream. Remember, my dear young participants here and the senior teachers here, the tribal people relied on farming. I told you, agriculture was the cup of tea for them. Agriculture, they were masters in producing their own food. Every region has its own unique food. Like we have here ragi, bajra, wheat, rice. Primarily, the people in Tamil Nadu are rice eaters. So the tribals in Tamil Nadu, dear participants, how many tribal groups are there in Tamil Nadu? Is there anyone to answer me? Come on, anybody? Dear participants, I hope I am audible. Dr. Arun?
Sir?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir.
I asked a very simple question. How many tribal people, yeah.
More
Somebody
than
is right.
36
More
in Tamil
than,
Nadu.
in Tamil Nadu, more than 36?
Yes, sir.
No, ma'am. There are right now only 10 tribal groups are there. Even among the 10, I think some of them are in the extinct stage. They have migrated to the urban places. They have forgotten their roots out of the 10. There are 10 groups. I will touch
Thank
upon
you.
it later. Yeah, I will touch upon it later.
Okay.
Thank you for your effort. So, why do I speak about it? Since we belong to Tamil Nadu, most of the participants here are from Tamil Nadu. We should know about the tribal people of Tamil Nadu. So they have their own distinct identities. In Tamil Nadu, we have some 10, and out of the 10, some 2 or 3 are they have distinct identities globally. Globally, I'll tell who they are. So we need to have a resolution. We need to have some concrete policies to bring them to the mainstream. Because the attempts made by the government, somehow they have gone futile. So we need to bring them to the mainstream, and we have to address their needs, and we have to address the concerns raised by them. We must give them an ear, and we must listen to them in order to make it a reality. So this gentleman, Birsha Munda is considered to be the hero of tribal people in India, or I could say father of tribal people in India. He was the first freedom fighter who rose against the Britishers during the colonial period. He was the one who was fighting for the welfare of the tribal people. He was a tribe. So Birsa Munda was the hero of tribal people. And there is a language called Munda language, spoken by the tribal people. So how proud they are to put their tribe name in their name, like Yurulas, Badugas. So the tribal distribution, if you have a close look at their distribution in our country, almost they are in every state, except Punjab, Pondicherry, Goa, like union territories, like the places which are full of plains. So they don't find a place there. Mostly they are living in the hilly terrains, hilly regions, forest cover. But most of them, they live in an inaccessible areas. So we need to walk through. So I come from a place, Tiruchirappalli. We are very near to Pachai Malai and Kolli Hills. So if you want to go to their huts, you have to walk a lot. I have been to Kollimalai, I have been to Pachai Malai. So up to a point, you can go by a bike or a car. After that, you have to walk. You have to walk for about 5 miles or 10 miles from village to village. So how loving they are. Only when you go there, when you talk to them, you will come to understand. They have changed a lot. They are receptive to our own love and affection. But only thing, people started exploiting them. So the tribal people, they have their own cushions, they have their own cultures. And there is a conclave, tribal conclave called Samvad. The Samvad is the platform for bringing their own unity in diversity. As I told you, 705 tribal people. They celebrate their own richness, and they also come together on a day. The festival is known as Samvad Festival. So we must know more about it. So this is the distribution. This is where these people are located, everywhere in our country. Who are the major tribes? Bills. They are known as Bills, primarily residing in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and some of them are in Andhra Pradesh. They are huge in number, 40 lakhs. The other tribes, they are very less. Gonds, they come in the second place, and Toto tribe. Again, the percentage of tribal people living in our states, in our country. Only in the Union territories, they don't find a place. Other places, mostly in the Northeast. So Northeast is the stronghold of tribal people. Look at Mizoram, look at Manipur. Manipur carries around 41% of the people are tribal people. Mizoram, 94%. Northeast, primarily, it is predominantly occupied by, it is not occupied, they are not actually encroachers. They are not going and forcing somebody to leave and occupying the land. No, sorry, I made a statement like that. They are the son of the soil, daughter of the soil. Actually, we are the encroachers. When we encroach them, we tell a word, a magical word. The word is called development. Only through that mantra, development mantra, we displace them. And they started moving from place to place. It's a very grim reality, and we must pay attention to them. I am happy to share that right now, today, the festival has begun in Chhattisgarh. The festival is called Bastar Dasara. Bastar is a main land of the tribal people in Chhattisgarh. And this festival goes for 75 days. Look at the richness. We often hail ourselves. We have a great culture. We have a great practices. We have a great set of practices. Look at this practice. 75 days of togetherness, celebration. They find joy in doing that. They strengthen their bond through the festival. The festival is known as Bastar Dasera. Bastar Dasera. It is happening right now, April 5th. I think today a central minister has gone and inaugurated the festival. It goes for 75 days. And look at the another grim reality. Our own president is a tribe from Odisha. And she is hailing from a very poor family from Odisha and chosen to be the first citizen of our country. And in her regime, at least the tribal people welfare should be taken up seriously. And our first citizen is doing that. She is very cordial with the tribal people, and it needs to be strengthened. The requirement is more. So I told you about Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, there are some 10 tribes, particularly this Irula tribe. They have been globally recognized. They are involved in snake catching, particularly to produce anti-venom, the cure for snake bite. They are very good in that. They have the traditional method of catching the snake and getting the poison from its mouth. So they are in high demand, Irulas. Irulas, they feel proud. They have not neglected their profession. They have been snake catchers for about hundreds of centuries from their forefathers' time. They don't leave that job. There might be one or two sons and daughters might have got into government jobs because government is providing them a lot of privileges in order to bring them to the mainstream. So let me go to the presentation again. Tribal studies. As I told you a few minutes ago, this is an old thing. The British colonial ethnographers and administrators, particularly, they were employed by the colonial masters to go to the uncharted territory of our country, to find out what is there and the people there, to study about them. So these ethnographers and the administrators trained by the British colonial masters, they were highly biased because they recorded the life of tribal people from their own spectacle. It was not an objective projection. It was highly subjective projection. See, in Bengal, an Asiatic society was formed in 1784. this Asiatic society was very keen on studying about tribal people. So it happened around 140 years ago. Not 140 years, around 240 years ago. 240 years ago. And there was a journal, the Journal of the Asiatic Society, Journal of the Asiatic Society of Bengal. So through this journal, there were a lot of articles written about the tribal people. This is how the tribal studies got emanated. Now what are we doing now is a kind of revisit. We are rethinking about it and we want to revisit and we want to revive it. If you and me are not paying attention to it, then they will become extinct. This particular branch of study, tribal studies, will be done by researchers, policymakers, not people like you and me, people from literature. What is literature? Literature is the mirror of life. So in their case, in tribal studies, what is literature there? It is the mirror of tribal life. It is the mirror of the life and the custom and culture of tribal people. So I told you the British colonial masters and the ethnographers appointed by them, the trained people, they did a wrong thing. They projected the tribal people as lazy, wild, savage, naked, primitive. Look at the adjectives. Originally, they were not so. So we started carrying this all false images with us for about 200 years. It doesn't go away from your collective memory. You look down on the Adivasi or Vanavasi, like the film Vanamagan was projecting the character performed by J.M. Ravi. And the people we meet in Kumki movie. See the incidences in the movie Kumki, directed by Prabhu Salaman. How beautifully they speak about the stone in the forest, the trees in the forest. So they are the guides, they are the guiding spirits. In a particular scene, they will go to, in Kumki movie, they go to a place where there will be a big stone, there will be a big tree. They'll start worshipping it. For them, nature is the teacher, nature is the preacher, nature is everything for them. They were living with nature. They were part of nature. But they have been identified as wild, lazy, savage, naked, primitive, exotic, degraded, warlike, sexist, barbaric, uncivilized. Look at the adjectives used by the British ethnographers. So it's a kind of false image projection. And we started believing that Adivasi means they will have a colorful costume. They will prefer to have exotic colors. Headgear will be there. And they are known for a primitive dance. This is how we started carrying on our image about the tribal people. Actually, it is not so. They are also amicable people. They are also very good in nature. They are also friendly. How do I know? The researchers, they speak a lot about them. I have been to this Kolli Hills and other places where the tribes, Tamil Nadu tribal people are living there. How they treat you, how they accommodate you is quite different. Quite good. They have been corrupted by the people who went there. The outsiders corrupted them. The outsiders exploited them. The outsiders taught them wrong things. And this blame, tribal people are not ready for any advancement. They are reluctant to come out of their place because they are highly worried about displacement. If you separate them from their land, their life is it's a question mark. So they don't have any idea about coming out of their land. So it is not a kind of resistance. They don't believe in us. They don't believe in our promises. So the moment you evict somebody, the moment you displace somebody in the name of building a dam for the state, we need to remove around 300 villages, 400 villages. Such a vast area is occupied by the government because they are building a dam, Narmada Dam. Look at the fight led by Ms. Mehta Patkar. Mehta Patkar was leading the protest for about 10 to 20 years, I suppose, but all in vain. So this grim reality, again, it states that 79% of the persons displaced from the states of Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Jharkhand, they are all tribals. The tribals are targeted. The tribals are easily asked to vacate the place, asked to move from the place. Some petty compensation was given to them. And another displacement happens in the name of security, defense. Their lands are occupied by the military. Compensation land is given where? At the hilltop. It is a barren land. It is a rocky land. Can they do vegetation? Can they do cultivation there? Impossible. How do I tell this? They tell this. The Adivasis tell this. So they are deprived of their land. They are not literate. The literacy rate is very low. And their tradition and customs are taken away from them. Once they are moved from their place, they are unable to continue with their tradition. There is no joy in their life. There is no celebration in their life. They don't meet each other. They cut away themselves from their roots. I keep on telling this word continuous or incessant. It has been happening to them for about 240 years. Who displaced them first? The colonial masters. Who is displacing them now? Now we are displacing them. We are displacing them in the name of industrial expansion, in the name of development, in the name of building dam, in the name of creating infrastructure, in the name of creating defense infrastructure. So their socio-economic life is highly disturbed. I told you in the beginning, government is undergoing a dilemma. Whenever there is a protest, there is a setback to the government. The government has a feeling that, okay, let us withdraw the developmental plan from Chhattisgarh, from Jharkhand, from Madhya Pradesh. But somehow they come back again because there are some vested interest. People who have vested interest, they take the project again because they would like to have some privilege over there. So how long they will continue their protest, the tribal people? At one point, they give up their protest. So what is required from their point of view? Any development which is clearly forethought, which is holistic in manner, which is not affecting anybody, which is mutually beneficial to the government as well as to the tribal, is a welcome thing. But it is not happening. Conditional promises. Look at this, is very unique for them. I hope the participants, you are able to watch it. Dr. Arun, am I with you?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Okay. So they have a new set of practices, particularly with regard to religion. Tribal religions are there. They don't follow Islam, they don't follow Hinduism, they don't follow Christianity. They worship the ancestors. They worship nature. They worship the entire village. And in Jharkhand, in the assembly, they passed a law, an amendment in the bill. Tribal people are given a religion called Sarna Dharma. Sarna Dharma is the religion of the tribal people. It has to be mentioned in their community certificate card. Otherwise, the government will put the other caste. So they don't want to be named as a Hindu or Islam or Christianity. No, they don't follow that religion. They follow a religion called Sarna Dharma. Look at the way as we do in Hinduism, they do, but that is unique. They have been carrying this from tradition after tradition, from their forefathers, and it is with them still. Every tribe has their own uniqueness. Look at this, they are worshipping the mountain spirits, river spirits, animal spirits. Even now, we in our culture, we have this worshipping the animal spirit, like the people in Nagaland does. The serpent is worshipped, animal spirit, and they have got village spirit. The village spirits are worshipped in the forest, in the sacred groves inside. That is why I told you, they have got some sacred trees inside the forest. The trees were there for about 500 years, 700 years. Actually, they are the real gate for them. It is giving them empowerment. It is giving them right direction. So when they worship their ancestral spirits, they worship the ancestors in their houses. So comparatively, those who are claiming themselves to be educated, they do not know what are they doing. But these people, they know what is what. They know the philosophy behind something. We call ourselves educated and we brand them uneducated, but they are far ahead in most of the things. See, they have been influenced by the other religions, the Shakta religion, Buddhist and Vaishnava Bhakti. So most of them were converted to Christianity in 19th century, particularly in Northeast. Most of them were converted into Christianity. So slowly I'm entering into the topic. In another 5 to 10 minutes, I will stop for your questions. Another 5 minutes, I will stop. This development displacement population, or it is also known as internally displaced population, IDP. IDP has affected around 50 million people so far. 50 million people. So how are they affected? Their displacement is done by building of dams, 16.4 million people. In Jharkhand, there are around 41 mines, coal mines. And what happened? So many villages, so many families were displaced. So somehow this displacement is done continuously. So displacement has its own positive impact. There are some improvement in their status. It is not happening to everybody. A very few, single digit. And there is rise in income, even that is also for a few people. And there are some oppressive hierarchical system in the tribal people's life. So when you get yourself displaced, you are coming out of that oppressive social hierarchy. These are the advantages, but the disadvantages are many. The negative impacts are many. Socio-cultural problems, economic challenges, a lot of health issues, educational disruption, psychological impact. So they live a life of challenge, everyday challenge. This is a recent project in Gujarat, 2022. When the government is ready to build a dam for the benefit of particular regions of Gujarat, People were in huge number to protest, to voice for the Adivashis, the indigenous people. No dam, save environment, save the tribe. That was the slogan raised by them. As I told you, land is inseparable. For an Adivasi, land is their livelihood. Their economic dependence is entirely depending on land. If you separate them from their land, they feel they are almost dead. Remember, look at the caption in the picture. Our lives are always on the move. From birth till death, they are on the move. They will live in a place for about 1 year and they will be asked to evict. They are evicted, forcefully evicted. Another 1 year, maybe in another state. So they keep on moving. Remember, in COVID-19 lockdown, we started witnessing through the television people from Tamil Nadu walking towards Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand or Madhya Pradesh by walk. They have been walking for thousands of miles to reach their homeland. What a great tragedy, what a great suffering they have been undergoing. These people are homeless. So though the government is giving them a lot of rehabilitation, the rehabilitation measures are not reaching them. Look at the pain in their eyes. They are unable to speak for them. Innocent. Most of them are, they have been arrested by the police by false charges. There is a theft, so this man must have done it. And there is a burglary, this man must have done it. And women are taken to task. Women are more vulnerable. They have been tortured. And they undergo a lot of psychological trauma. Whenever they move from their place, they are unable to move from the place because the soul is here. They are leaving their soul, departing their soul in the land. Look at the children's face. They have been forced to migrate. They don't speak a lot. They don't voice for themselves. This gendered impact is very high. In war and in displacement. In war also, in displacement, mostly the children and women are highly affected. They are in the vulnerable condition. They are being exploited because of the economic hardship. They don't have money. Once they are, you are separating from their land, they don't have money. They cannot live. Their livelihood is taken away. I told you about this. Around 250,000 people have been evicted. They have become landless. They have become identityless. Similar thing in Jharkhand. 41 coal mines replaced 10,000 families. 10,000 families have been evicted. And forest conservation projects. Government is very keen on building a lot of forests. We have got around 101 national parks to take care of the flora and fauna. We have got 543 wildlife sanctuaries. Remember, all these land were occupied, all these land were, the owners of the lands were the tribal people. So now we worry about national parks. Now we worry about wildlife sanctuaries. But we don't worry about the human beings there. We call them encroachers. We provide them very low wages. Where will they go? These are the government initiatives. So many article amendments have been done in the Constitution of India, Schedule 5. They have been given a lot of privileges. But all these privileges don't reach them. That is why they have become migrant workers. They have become wanderers. They are moving from pillar to post, asking for livelihood. Imagine, there are 47 seats in Lok Sabha. The government is giving them. But those who are going there, they don't speak for the tribal welfare. They are all tribal people. But they don't speak for the tribal people. It's a pity. So all these facilities, all these initiatives should reach them. The government is providing them opportunities to study about them, and there are a lot of scholarships, a lot of appointment opportunities. There is a university, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. In Andhra, they have got Central Tribal University, and there are tribal research centers. So many things are provided by the government, but it is not reaching them out. The comprehensive rehabilitation packages, they are there, but they don't address the issue. Development is not reaching us. Look at the caption in the picture. Development is not reaching us. That is why we are going towards the development. The tribal people, when they are migrating, they have a dream. Their life is going to change. I'm going to lead a new life, but the life remains the same. So the legal frameworks should be strengthened. The protection of the tribal people should be taken care of, and proper compensation needs to be given to them. This is how it can be addressed. Awareness has to be created. We need to be the advocates of tribal welfare. Those who call themselves educated, those who are doing research in a very serious manner, a highly practical research, application-oriented research, because you can recommend policies to the government. So we need to be the advocates of the tribal welfare. These people, Jacinta Kerketa, Anuj Lugam, Mamang Dai, they started writing. They are voicing the rights of the tribal people through their activism. So let us also join with them. So these are the findings of the study carried out in a project in Indira Gandhi Tribal Welfare University. So 7 out of 10 tribals, they move in search of job, and 60% they prefer to go to interstate migration, and the remaining people, they prefer to go inter-district. They don't want to go out of the state. So most tribals, they depend on agriculture. So literacy is very low. It has to be increased. And the Bilala tribals, they are engaged in sugarcane, banana, and cotton in cultivation. And whenever they go out of the land, there need to be a registry to be maintained, because sometimes when they go out, they don't come back. And there is no trace of the people who left. The migrant workers, once they go out, they don't come back. Many of them are missing. What happened to them, God knows. Their wages are not paid. If at all paid, very low income salary, very low salary is given to them. So these are the outcome of the research. As I told you, they have been suffering a lot of issues. They have been facing a lot of issues. These are the issues: poor living conditions. Their safety is at question. Hazardous working conditions. They are not provided food. They are not provided shelter. So these are the local realities. The land and resource access should be given back to them. There is an act called the Forest Right Act. Some of the forest lands are divided and given to the tribal people. They are the people of the forest. It should be made available. It should be fair enough. The cultural nuances of the tribal people should be understood by us properly. The economic practices, the tribal people were self-sufficient. They have a set of traditional subsistence strategies. We don't have. We speak about economic reforms, but they have their own traditional economic reforms. With meager substances, they can survive for a long time. They were able to save grains for about 2 years or 3 years. Such kind of strategies need to be learned from them. They have to be recorded. And their social and health issues, they need to be addressed. And their caste systems should be given priority. They should be given voice in the Assembly and Lok Sabha. And the impact of the development projects should be taken into consideration. As I told you, it should not affect the tribal people. That should be the aim. And we must have an accurate understanding of the tribal people only when you go to them. When you go to them and when you talk with them over a period of time, for about 1 year, some of the researchers, they go and live in jargon tribal villages for about 6 months, 1 year. Only then they are able to understand what is happening there, what is required for them. Only then they can make some policy recommendation. We need to empower the tribal voices. Many people should be brought and then they should be trained and they should be molded and they should go back with renewed vigor and they should spread knowledge. They should spread awareness further. And there should be a lot of intervention strategies and participatory research should be followed. We should give them opportunity to voice them. There should be a lot of interviews, a lot of discussions with them, a lot of community mapping should be done. This forced migration should be stopped. They can stay there. Development projects can be entertained without disrupting them, without displacing them. So this ethnographic field work should be taken up by people like us, people from anthropology, people from sociology, people from literature. We should take up the work because the colonial masters, they have written in a way which is very false and that needs to be rewritten. And qualitative research methods needs to be followed. Life stories should be encouraged. As you know, life writing has become a common thing right now. The Adivasi life writing should be a topic of research for a postgraduate student or a PhD scholar. Health concerns of the tribal people needs to be addressed. Most of them are not vaccinated. Vaccines are alien to them. And community-centered research should be initiated. Their indigenous knowledge should be preserved. Now we started speaking about Indian knowledge system, IKS. And this is a more important thing. Indigenous knowledge preservation. Tribal people's indigenous knowledge should be preserved. There are a lot of folk tales. They've got a lot of orientation towards folk medicines, herbal medicines. Their knowledge should be preserved. And we should also study about the impact of globalization, how far it has affected their life, how far it affected their lifestyle. All these things needs to be addressed. As I told you, we need to be the advocates and we should take everything from an interdisciplinary point of view. Bring in an element of sociology, bring in an element of ecology, bring in an element of linguistics. Some of the tribal languages are extinct already. Some of them are going to be extinct. Bring in linguistics also. Do some research in an interdisciplinary way. And finally, I would like to say, digital documentation is required. If a research is carried out, the young researchers here, make them everything digital, make them recorded, make them available to everybody. It will be a kind of archival thing, a good archival thing that you are doing. There are a lot of government initiatives. And there are people like Maheswara Devi, G.N. Devi. These people are writing a lot about the tribal people. They provide the grim reality. It's a kind of sharp criticism, but it is trying to be giving them a facelift. All these writers, they give focus to the tribal people. Their richness is projected through their writing. So with this, I'd like to say to the audience here, let us join hands to address the displacement dilemma. They are our fellow Indians. They have every right to live in their place. They don't have legal awareness to go to the court because they don't have literacy. So we need to accommodate them. We need to speak about them. We need to register their voice. So there are only a few who are in support of Adivasis and Vanavasis. So we need to be great in number. That is the appeal that I would like to make to the audience here. So let me stop my presentation. I have done with my presentation. Over to Dr. Arun Prabhu for the coordination.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arun.
Participants, if you have any questions, you may ask, sir.
Yeah. Dear participants, you can ask me your questions. The house is open. Dr. Arun?
Sir?
Yeah, you can initiate so that people will join.
Sure, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Ram Kumar.
Excellent presentation, sir, from
Thank you.
bottom to till the end.
Thank you.
And we did not expect that you will discuss deeply about tribal studies from root to till now. What is the
Okay.
remedy has to be taken? What as a researcher, what as a educationist, what as a government has to do for tribes who are so-called Adivasis, the natives of land.
Yeah.
My question is, sir,
Yeah.
not this question, but I have a friend of Adivasi, and he struggled to get a community certificate.
Yeah.
Some students of mine also struggle to get a certificate, but they live in a particular in their place for a long time.
Yeah.
Even from their great grandfathers, they were living. But the government denied them to give the community certificate. Because of that, he could not get any government privilege from the government, like a scholarship and
Yeah.
etc. Even still happens. Still,
Okay.
it happens for certain communities, like were called Irulas and Kanier in Tirunelveli district. And what can be done to them, sir?
So we need to help them. We need to bring that matter to the people concerned. We must take them to the authorities. There are people who are doing real service at a Tahsildar level, at the collector level. They are ready to help them. So we need to take them to them. If they are not willing to come, then you can take up the case with the appropriate people. You can write to them. You can send a message to them. So they'll be able to help them. So somehow we must extend a helping hand. We cannot make a complaint or a petition, but we can bring the matter to the appropriate authorities to seek remedies. Definitely, it will be redressed. Everywhere there are good people, Mr. Ramkumar. There are good
Yes, sir.
people. They they feel that it is a matter to be seriously considered, and they do something. Yes, Mr. Ramkumar.
Yes, there is one more also, one more
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
And he's a father. He was my companion when I studied B.Ed in Palangotai.
Okay.
And every year when I worked in the previous college, every
Okay.
year he used to bring 10 irregular people from his locality where he was working,
Okay.
and very few get a degree and they go. And in between they break up and they go, sir.
Okay.
Even he himself did not understand why they break up and what I asked them personally, what was the difficult they find to complete their degree, especially BCom, BA, English, and economics, and what they felt that they felt comfortable with their locality, with their environment, where at present they live, but
Okay.
they don't want to get developed also. Not the sense they want to live as they like.
Yeah. As it happens with the present generation, once they are coming out of their land, they feel that they are fish out of water, and somehow their orientation will take a long time. They need to be oriented. They need to be, trained. It will take a lot of time. Within 2 years or 3 years, they don't come out of what was in their mind. It will take a lot of time. Only through a kind of formation for about 4 years or 5 years, they'll be able to pick up. They'll be able to understand the power of literacy. Till that moment, we need to sustain that training. Dropout is a very common thing, but Adivasis dropout, is natural. It's natural. They come from a place where these things are not known. Formal education is not known. Formal education's benefits are not known. So it will take the formation for a long time. We need to sustain their interest, Mr. Ramkumar, till
Yes,
that
sir.
moment. Yeah,
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
yeah, Mr. Ramkumar. Dear participants, the meeting hall is open for you. Come on. Come out with your queries.
Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony Cruz.
Can you just throw light on the tribes in Manipur? What is the present state of
Very
tribes in
pathetic.
Manipur?
Very pathetic. And they have been struggling and they have been deprived of their self, and they are fighting it legally. But the government is very keen on imposing their wish. So it's a very sensitive thing, Mr. Cruz. Since the government is interfering in that, let us not speak about it in this forum. It's a very sensitive issue.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
The whole India
thank
is watching. The whole India is watching.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So it's a very serious thing to be understood by every one of us. And we have a feeling that I am not disturbed, so I am happy. If somebody is disturbed, it is their botheration. So such feelings should go away from us. This is the answer I would like to give you, Mr. Anthony Cruz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah. A very, very sensitive thing. Let us not speak about it.
Yes, I understand, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Manikandan. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Sir, actually, I have no questions to ask you, sir.
Sir.
I thoroughly enjoyed your session, sir. It's very good, sir. Personally, I could say something about KT. K stands for knowledge, T stands for transfer. So you have shared a lot of information, sir. This session is very useful to us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And with that of NMC, I should say thanks to SRM institutions and organizations.
Okay,
Thank you.
Manikandan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Manikandan. Thank you, Manikandan. Thank you, Manikandan. The other participants, you could interact with us. You can clarify your doubts, dear participants.
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Prakash from Nehru
Yeah,
Memorial College, sir.
yeah, Prakash. Go ahead.
Sir, you know that the term Adivasi means forefather of each and every human being today living in modern era. But why we are treating them as people? What is that? Is that a sense of indigenous and some kind of term like this? What is solution for say this kind of people from this kind the problems like this? What are the solution and what are the remedy we have to give? We have to take for say this kind of people in this what is that country like democratic country.
Yeah, we must give them the right place and we must speak about them. There should be a lot of documentary, there should be a lot of documentation, and there should be enough orientation to the young people about the rich culture of the tribal people. Actually,
Yes, sir.
they were the one, they are protecting the nature and they were worshipping the nature, and they were the original people living in the forest, and
Yes,
they were our forefathers. Such kind
yes,
of
sir.
adoration, such kind of
Yes,
orientation should be given to the young people
yes,
through
sir.
their formal education, from the textbooks, from visiting them, by visiting them, by interacting with them. Such kind of representation should be given to them. Such kind of representation will bring out, as I told you, their indigenous knowledge, their
Yes.
exceptional knowledge should be showcased, should be brought to the limelight, so that the people will start respecting them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As I told you in my presentation, the herbal medicine, the folk way of treating, or folk people's economic principles are something wonderful.
Yes, 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 yes.
Even the allopathy doctors, they will say that this disease will not be cured, cannot be cured. But in folk medicine, there are opportunities. There are herbals. They make use of it and they will heal them within a week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So such kind of richness, such kind of merit of the tribal people should be brought out by
Yes, sir.
our
Yes,
probing, by our projects, by our interaction with them, by our
yes,
recording of information. As I told you, there should be documentaries, there should be original presentations. It
yes,
cannot be done from reading from the books. We have to live with them. We have to go there and we have to mingle with them. Such
yes,
kind
sir.
of practices alone can alleviate the situation. That is the only remedy, Mr. Prakash.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Your
Yeah.
presentation was too good, sir. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy.
Thank you.
That's yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Prakash. Yes, dear participants, would you like to ask me anything?
Sir, this is Durga Dharani from
Yeah.
NMC.
Yeah, Durga, her name is Durga. Come on.
Sir, my question is, still they are converting other religions. You have told us.
Yeah.
They have their own religion, tribal religions,
Yeah.
but still they are converting other religions.
Yeah. This is a forced conversion which is happening by giving them money or some privileges or giving them shelter, giving them clothes. Such kind of petty things were given to them. Actually, they are reluctant and they are not ready. Once they go back to the tribal villages, they worship the same god. They worship their own, deity. But for the benefit, for the lucrative things which are given to them, they convert themselves. It is also again forced conversion.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You have excellent strategies have given. It's very informative session, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Durga.
So good evening, sir. I am Professor Arundas from Sagat.
Professor, good evening, Professor. How are you, Professor?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's not a question, just I want to compliment you.
Yeah, Professor.
It was an elaborate and empathetic presentation.
Okay,
As you
Professor.
are presenting, I could see that you are feeling for them.
Yeah.
I am from Yerkad, and there are tribals called Malayalis.
Okay.
They sold their lands in the 1980s itself.
Okay.
And they are now laborers in their own lands.
Okay.
And as you said, they are more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
They worship nature. They follow a certain kind of pantheism.
Yeah.
But still, when we want to address their issues,
yeah,
as you said, it is very quite sensitive. The government intervenes.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow the people to fight for them.
Yeah.
I do agree with you, sir. That's only a compliment. I do not want to ask any questions.
Okay, Professor. Thank you, Professor. There is intervention from the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy takes it to the next level. So even though the NGOs, some of the NGOs who are very much interested in uplifting the tribal people, but government is not supporting them.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
some of the NGOs in the guise of NGO, they
Yes, sir.
mint money. They receive funds from the foreign nations, but they don't
Yes.
spend it for the tribal welfare.
The only positive thing is religious conversion doesn't take place there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. We cannot blame everybody, sir, but it is happening.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That is why they are afraid. They don't move along with us. Tribal people
Yes.
are reluctant to come near us
Yes,
because they have been exploited like that.
yes.
They have had a very bad experience. That is why they don't come along with us. They don't mingle with us.
Good to listen to you once again, sir. Second time I'm listening to you.
Thank you, Professor.
Very, very educative and informative.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thank you. So, dear participants, are there any questions?
Nothing but an add-up, sir, from Arun.
Yeah, Arun.
Sir, you mentioned about recognition of Irula tribes.
Yeah.
The Western recognition of Irula tribes.
Yeah.
Generally, they have a perspective that is India is nothing but the land of snake charmers.
Yeah.
There's nothing but a kind of a recollection from the movie called Octopussy. There is a movie called Octopussy by James Bond.
Okay.
There you have Vijay Amardraj, the famous tennis player.
Tennis player.
He was in disguise as a snake charmer.
Okay.
When he was about to invite James Bond, he does that role.
Okay.
And moreover, there was another movie titled Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay.
Again, this particular movie was banned in India. The reason is nothing but they treat us savages and brutes. That is how they picturize us, as well as the religion, the custom, tradition, and everything is criticized in that film. The
Okay.
Western perspective itself is out and out different, sir.
Okay.
So just an add-up point, that's it, sir.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Dr. Arun. That is the colonial mindset, Arun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have been identified like that. India is a nation of poor farmers and snake charmers. India is a land of snakes. India has a lot of wrong things, this thing, that thing. That is the colonial mindset.
Yes, sir.
See how they assigned Vijay Amartaraj with the role of snake charmer.
Yes, sir.
So here I mentioned about the Irula's recognition as a snake charmer means nobody else can do that.
Do that. Yes, sir.
So that is why Irulas were given the privilege, and they have been doing it as a privilege. They are very happy about their profession because they are helping out. They are saving the life of so many people.
Yes, sir.
So
On the way to
Irulas,
Mahabalipuram, sorry, sir.
yeah,
On the way
yeah,
to, sorry for the interruption, sir. On the way to Mahabalipuram, there is a snake park, sir. It is
okay,
not a Guindy snake park. This is on the
okay,
way to Mahabalipuram.
okay,
From Kelambakam to Mahabalipuram, there is a snake
okay,
park.
okay,
There, the venomous snakes are well preserved, and they are taking out the venom and they are converting it into a medicine, sir.
yeah.
So the
Mostly
Irula
they
community
must
people,
be,
they are helping us.
yeah, they must be Irulas
Yes, sir.
because they have been professionally trained and they
Yes,
have
sir.
a kind of understanding about the
Snakes.
activities of the snake, and they know how to approach it, and they must know the language of the snakes.
Yes, sir.
I think so. It is in their blood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
They are helping us to make the anti-venom, sir.
yeah,
Especially that particular community people, they are hardworking. They are day and night. They are
yeah,
protecting the snakes. It is very hard, sir, but they are doing it.
yeah.
Very
Extraction
easy.
of anti-venom venom from the snake body is very tough, and they will get only 3 ml or 4 ml, for which they have to
And
suffer a lot.
more than that, there will be around 300 to 400 vessels to preserve them,
Nice.
especially the snakes.
Yeah,
So it is not that easy, sir. All are made up of mud. So
yeah,
they need to handle it very carefully,
yeah.
but they are doing it, sir.
Yeah, they are risking their own life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Participants, if you have any more question, you may ask, sir.
I think Mr. Ramesh Babu has asked a question. Why tribal people are reluctant to mingle with the public? I told you, Mr. Ramesh Babu. So people started exploiting them. People started um, exploiting them for their own benefits. So somehow they deeply feel hurt. So that is why they don't mingle with us. Once they mingle, once they understand your true nature, they will not go away from you, Mr. Ramesh Babu. Okay. Okay, Dr. Arun. I think
Yes.
it's high time
Fine, sir.
we finished it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
So
you.
your
Thank you so much.
presentation was so effective. You touched from the roots of migration. I mean, the tribes and the way in which they migrate from their original land, the homeland, the way in which they face problems, the harsh realities, so on and so forth, is explained in detail from your perspective, sir. And you have done a very in-depth study on it. I'm well pleased with your lecture, sir. For the first time, I listened to your lecture in GTN College. But again, I could find the same kind of hard work here. And you pleased everyone with happiness. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arun Babu, for this opportunity. I would like to thank your dean for this wonderful opportunity, SRM institution, and your fellow colleagues, your head of the department. Thank you so much, Arun. I thank all the participants, friends, and my own friends who joined with me today, this evening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, every one of you. Let us meet in some other platform.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor
Thank you,
Arun.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Arun, I will share the PPT with you. You can further
Sure,
share
sir.
it with them. Yeah,
Of course, sir. Of course.
right now, within
Thank you,
2
sir.
minutes, I will share it with you.
Fine, sir. Fine. Thank you so much, sir.
I'm happy that there was no interruption, power failure or something. Nothing happened like that
Yes, sir. That's good, sir.
because it was raining here. So I thought some power interruption will be there, fluctuation will be there. So nothing happened like that.
Thank God, sir. Everything went on in the right way.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Shall I
Thank you.
stop the recording, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Arun.
Thanks.
I will also leave the hall.
Yeah,
Thank you so
sir.
much. Thank
Bye,
you.
sir.
Bye.